Hey Magicians, today we're here talking about my favorite garden snack while in the garden, and yet we're constantly pulling her out as a weed. This lady I'm talking about is our star, chickweed. In today's video, we'll share the history of chickweed, how to identify her, then we'll harvest her together and make a super tasty pesto. Although she's delicious raw, this is another fun way to use her. In one of our favorite books, The Boreal Herbal by Beverly Gray, she discusses how chickweed is like a magic herb. From indigestion to making poultices and healing wounds, chickweed does it all. Just a quick note, our mission is to help you learn from fellow DirtMagicians by peeking over the garden fence. Let us help you learn by peeking over the fence. Today, we're here in Dasia's yard. She's one of our fellow DirtMagicians and has this amazing front garden that's mostly native plants to bring in the native bees and butterflies and hummingbirds, really making herself an organism as part of her ecosystem. Common chickweed originally comes from Europe, but can be found the whole globe. It's been used in Chinese medicine for many thousands of years and has been found in ancient Greek texts by physicians who describe the herb as helping with inflammation and indigestion. For identifying this beautiful herb, what better way than to sprawl out on the lawn so we can take a look at her? So chickweed is typically found in shady, moist areas, which is exactly where we are, but she can also be found in sunny places as well. It's pretty likely you'd find her in your own garden, as she likes disturbed soils, which is exactly what a garden is. She is a low-lying ground cover that is a beautiful green, and her leaves are considered kind of teardropped or egg-shaped, and they grow directly opposite each other. Her flower is a pretty white flower that kind of looks like a star, and so she's nicknamed Starweed. She also plays a gracious host to the larvae of both moth and butterflies. Welcome, moth and butterfly larvae! Make a home right here for me! And ants actually are responsible for dispersing a lot of her seed. Fun facts, hey? All right, as comfy as this is, it's kind of a hard position to harvest in. So what you need to harvest is a lovely pair of scissors and a bowl. Earlier in the season, we can harvest the whole thing, but as she ages, we all age, it's okay. You just want to harvest the tender greens at the top. I've noticed there's some sluggy damage and the leaves don't look as tasty, so I'm just going to harvest this top section here. Look at our beautiful harvest. There is so much medicinal, healthy, vitamin-rich goodness in here. So let's go back to my kitchen and we're gonna make a tasty pesto with basil and chickweed. Siri, teleport to kitchen. Thanks, Siri, for putting me back in the kitchen. Siri, you're so thoughtful. You've already pre-roasted the pine nuts for the pesto we're going to make. So smart. So the pine nuts are getting roasted on a medium-low temperature. So after I've roasted these pine nuts, we've let them cool. I really love pine nuts because they've got that fatty, oily taste, which I've learned is actually unctuous. Unctuous. All right, so now we can put all of our ingredients into our food processor. So we've got our 1 cup of chickweed, our 2 cups of basil, our 1/4 cup of Parmesan. I have to really jam that in there. Oh yeah, that goes down very nicely. 2 cloves of garlic and our tasty roasted pine nuts. Then we're going to measure out a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And then process. Yummy! So much goodness, and this is the perfect consistency for it. All right, so I've got my bowl of pesto here. I've spread it on a piece of toast. I've never actually tried it, so let's try it. That's very good. Holy, that is so tasty. I could maybe use a bit of salt. I forgot to add that earlier. About a 1/4 teaspoon, but oh yeah. Even better. So my delicious pesto snack that I'm chomping on right here is also incredibly nutritious. It contains a compound called saponins, which is really good for gut health and helps regulate your blood pressure as well. And it's really a superfood. It's got 6 times the amount of vitamin C that spinach does, 12 times the amount of calcium that spinach does, and 83 times the amount of iron that spinach does. So if you're vegetarian, this is also a dream for all of the nutrients that you need. So remember I told you if you stuck to the end that I'd show you some really good ways to identify chickweed that distinguishes her from scarlet pimpernel and common spurge? Well, so this little mohawk, which is this furry little line that is on either side of the stem, is a big giveaway that it's chickweed and not one of those other plants. Also, when you break it apart, there's nothing in the middle of it, and it kind of doesn't break apart very evenly. We end up with this sort of like sheathy bit that didn't break apart properly. So those are 2 giveaways if you're not sure, and there's no flowers. The white flowers is another one, that this is chickweed and not one of the poisonous lookalikes. Now you've got some key ways to protect yourself from accidentally eating some poisonous plants. All right, Dirt Magicians, that's the end of our video. I'm gonna keep snacking. If you learned something and you like what we created, harvest a like on the video and please subscribe. It helps content creators like us get growing. See you next time.